podcasting.
Nicola,
Sing.
don't start the podcast without no.
Action.
Action.
Be good for the economy.
Yeah. Be good for the economy.
You can do it.
Yeah. Right. We're burning.
We should play our intro. Here, will I play our intro?
No, don't ruin it.
Then we can get into the mood.
No, ruin it. Right. Here we go. You ready? All right. Jeez, you put me under pressure. Right. Here we go.
Are you ready to go?
Right. Here we go.
Are you ready? Are you ready? Dun, dun.
Break it down. Right. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, action. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to an alright podcast. Remember, it's not the best podcast, it's not the worst podcast. It's just
An alright podcast.
exactly that's what it is. Thanks very much, Nicola. So, I hope you enjoyed the podcast the last few weeks. We've been keeping consistent. You know, the hair is flowing very nicely.
Been keeping fluent, keeping
Fluent in the podcast business. Yes.
In the hype and in the peppiness.
It looks like a dream sequence right now because like all the lights coming in, so it looks like we're in a dream right now.
Yeah.
And you might be saying, hey, the lighting's much better. Do you know why? Because we're doing it in the daytime right in front of Burger King. That's actually flaming grilled since 1954. That's what it says over there. Yeah, so it's my turn to pick the topic this week for the podcast, Nicola.
It is.
And
I don't know what it is.
No, you don't. So the topic this week for the podcast is, cue the drum roll, sports. Different sports.
Okay.
Yes. Now, I don't watch
expecting
sport.
that.
Yeah, no, I know, because I don't really watch sport. I used to be mad in the sport, and I used to follow a team, Chelsea. I used to play the soccer. I used to follow soccer. I'm going to say soccer, and for the reason I'm saying soccer is because she calls what I call football, she calls it soccer.
Yeah, because there's a difference between football and soccer. You can't call football for both the same things when they're
listen,
different
pal.
sports.
Let me know down in the comment. Let me down in the comments below. Let me know in the comments below. Do you call it football or soccer?
Football is GAA and soccer is English football.
See, that's where the country and the city part ways. You know.
No, because it's more of a nationwide thing. Like GAA is all of Ireland, but soccer is obviously worldwide, but it originated like in England, so it's English football.
Yes.
And compared to
the English took over the Irish, and they still have some of our countries. So
compared to American football, which is a completely other different sport as well.
Yeah.
So there's three.
They call it soccer.
No, the American football.
Yeah, but they call it soccer.
No, yeah, soccer is soccer, but you have American football, you have English football, and then you have Irish football is GAA.
I didn't think you'd get into this podcast this much as you are now.
Because they're three separate different games. Obviously, they all involve one ball, but they're still different games.
Right, so I want to ask you, Nicola, I said that I got into Chelsea Football Club, and the reason why is because I feel the need when I was younger to fit in, to follow soccer, right, okay? And I picked a team, and my uncle was following Chelsea. So I was like, I'll follow Chelsea Football Club then. And I followed them when Frank Lampard, Didier Drogba and Nelke, all of them were on it.
Yeah.
And that was the best time for Chelsea.
Yeah.
So I actually experienced a really good era for it. So, but I think once they all left, I kind of left as well. I'd try to watch games on weekends and so, and I'd try to talk to people about it, and they'd laugh at me.
Why?
Because I'd say something and they go, oh, well, what do you think about this? Or did you actually say that right? And I'd be like, I just want to fit in, guys. Just let me be a part of
Did
the
you
football
wear the
discussion. Jersey? I got, I think I've had about 2 Chelsea jerseys since,
Yeah.
And I remember getting my first Chelsea jersey, and I don't remember who bought it for me. I can't remember, but someone got it for me, and I remember just being over the moon.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Did you wear it all the time?
I'm finally a soccer fan.
You're part of the club.
I'm part of the club. But everybody will be talking, literally everybody was talking about like, oh, the sales and the transfers, and I think he's better than him, but he's doing a lot of game ball, but he's laying down, and I'm there going, did anybody see the game last week? Did you see him kicking the ball over the goal? like I had no clue whatsoever. I tried to fit in.
The tactics of it.
But the older I got, I realised I don't like this. It's you're watching people get angry and annoyed, and I done it myself trying to get into it. I got so angry and annoyed on a Saturday morning or a Saturday kickoff. Yeah, if they lost, that, or if it was a draw.
You in the mood then for the rest of
if it was a draw or anything like that, it put me in the bad mood for the rest of the day.
And that is people, like, you see people, no matter what team they support, if they win or lose, that's them in a mood then for the rest.
Either you're a good mood or you're a bad mood. Or if it's a draw, you could
Which is stupid, because you shouldn't base, like, yeah, you follow your team and they lose, but, like, what did you really do for them? Like, you just sat at home and watched them, you know?
Yeah, like, and they're the ones that, like, even if they win or lose, I know they're very passionate about that, playing that game and stuff and all, but at the end of the day, they are still getting paid.
Yeah, it'd be different, like, if you were, like, coaching a GAA under 14s team or something, and you put your life and soul into training them and making sure they're ready to go. Like, you should be more upset about that than a match on telly that you've no control over.
And I don't even know them personally, and it's just, it's like another form of a cult.
Yeah,
it's like a cult. Yeah, a lot of things are like cults. But you were saying there GAA, I like that. And have you ever got into GAA? Like, have you ever played it before?
I played it, yeah, when I was in school. Like, you had to play it when you were in school. And I think I played it maybe first year and second year of secondary school as well.
Like, on the team?
Like, it was a girls' team, and it was camogie. We'd only started up camogie, and, like,
no one knew what to do.
Could play. Like, literally no one.
Would just lose all the time.
Yeah.
Do you know, I joined football teams. I joined St. Mark's. I joined Esker Celtic. I joined a few. Do you know, when we played for Esker Celtic, our manager was a bus driver, and his son would be he'd be really good, but I got in with kind of all them and we would play every week. We went up to Tallaght, and we played a game against footballers from Tallaght. We lost 15-0.
Jesus.
15-0 or more. Nil. Sorry, 15-0. Who's Neil? Hello, Neil. Neil. Make sure you don't put cream in it next time. I love hot chocolate with cream. Hey, Neil. Neil's our personal assistant.
You didn't get cream in your hot chocolate.
I didn't get cream, but that's what I'm saying.
Good job, Neil.
Thanks, Neil. Like, Neil is he's now our assistant. This episode recreated Neil. So I'd say about 15-0. Yeah. I'm gonna say 0 because I was about to say Neil again. 15-0 or 17 or 18-0.
Yeah.
And I remember people walking off the pitch saying, "This is ridiculous. This club is bad."
Oh yeah.
Because we'd only train for about an hour once a week.
But not even that. Like, what age was that?
17, 18.
Yeah, and like probably up until then you didn't have any team before that. Like, you were just kind of landed into it, were you?
We just joined it, and everybody kind of joined the club. But no, there's no chemistry then.
That's the thing. When you just join a team, like, say if you're whatever, 15, 16 or whatever age, like, you're a bit older on, you need to be developing those skills when you're 4 and 5, literally. Like, if you want to get into sport, you need to be training from 5 at least onwards and go through the whole age ranks and train for years and years. You can't just jump in at 16 and expect to know the same skill as someone else who's been training since they were 5.
We've been playing football. I think the very, very first time I've ever played for was Quarryvale Community Football Club. And I remember we were over in the Astro. We can see the Astro from there if we look over. We on the Astro, and what would happen is that I'd run around the pitch with me hands in me pockets, and the manager would used to say, "Jesus Christ, Anto, take your hands out of your pockets now." And I'd be like, sorry, and I'd run.
Why were you doing that though? Just to keep warm?
I was just so shy.
But what if you fell? You wouldn't be able to save yourself.
I would have went out on my face. And I was shy.
How can you run with your hands in your pockets? Like, does it not slow you down?
I was like this. Here, cue me running, right? We're going to put me running down the road, right? Right, so cue me running. Now, that's what I look like. Now, I'm going to get you to record me, right? Yeah, I'm going to get you to record me running down the road. Yeah, an example in the kitchen or something.
Oh,
when you say, that's the way I used to run.
But, like, would you be running full speed?
Oh, yeah.
Full speed?
Like a tornado. What? Or like a rocket. I'll be like...
Did you ever, like...
I remember when I had the ball, the first thing I'd done was I looked on the ground and I'd get the ball in my feet, and out of nowhere I'd see big legs come in and just go, "Oh!" And I'd just go, and I'd be like this with my hands in my pockets.
You'd get
just, I'd flung and fall on the ground.
That's the danger of getting the ball. You know, there's a couple of people coming after the ball that's coming straight towards you.
The ball used to come to me and I used to just kick it.
Yeah.
Like, it'd come to me, I didn't look anywhere. Like, my problem was playing football is I get so anxious that the minute the ball hits me, I just look for the first person and just kick it to them. And that happens. That's good in certain
You
situations.
wouldn't, yeah, but you wouldn't feel confident enough to run with it yourself and know that you could run off these people or defend them off and pass it on as well.
Yeah, and it was a bit mad, like, and the likes of that. But I remember, like, I'm kind of going off this topic now with the likes of soccer and stuff and all. But we have a different language to what we're calling it. I call it soccer, you call it football, and I'm not going to change. I'm just saying soccer for this, so we don't get mixed up in this podcast. So we're going to talk about football, GAA, hurling as well. I never went to a game before until you brought me.
Yeah.
And that's something that you grew up with in your family, isn't it?
Yeah.
If you want to talk a bit more about that, like, and how you experience with that.
Well, yeah, I suppose, like, when you're from a small kind of rural town, like, everyone's born and bred GAA. Like, it's just part of who you are when you grow up. Like, you go to all the matches, you're part of the club, like, you go training with your parents, like, if you have siblings, like a brother or whatever, you go to all the training, all the matches, all the everything. Like, it's just something you do, like. Whereas I think up here, like, because you're in such a bigger, like, town or city or whatever, yeah, there still is those GAA teams up here, but unless you're involved in them, you won't really see them. Like, you could literally go about your day to day and you would not see a thing about GAA up here unless you're in the club. Yeah,
I think that I think down in the countryside, like down where you are, it's literally, there's a lot of signs around saying GAA and stuff like that. I think it is more of a country.
It's more of a, like, a community.
Yeah, it's a community thing where people come together and, you know, they argue in the match, because, like, alphas in them matches, they scream at them.
Oh yeah. But you're, like, that's part of it as well. Like, even if you're training 4 or 5 year olds, they're still, I know it's not good practice or whatever, but, like, maybe not that young, but probably 9 upwards, you're getting screamed your head off because you're, like, they're trying to do the best for you to, like, make that team successful.
Yeah.
So, like, it's going to come out naturally.
Yeah. Like, if you are passionate about it, I'd say that's what it is. Like, that's what you're going to do. But, like, what was it like for you growing up like that? Because that's different from me growing up. Like, I just explained now about my past and what I went through. What was your own experience growing up and after being around that? Were you pressured into kind of being like, do you want to join the club or something? Or was just some more of a thing that if you want to do, you can?
No, well, like, in primary school, everyone had to play football, and, like, it wasn't a bad thing. Like, we didn't feel like, oh, we have to go play football. Everyone liked to play it, and we just, like, that's what you done every lunchtime, was go out and play football. Or I remember I think it was Thursday of every week, we had, like, 2 hours maybe dedicated to just doing hurling training in the morning, like, no classwork, just do hurling training, and everyone done it. And same with football, we had football and hurling, like, 2 hours for 2 separate days during the week instead of classwork. And then after that in secondary school, see, it's not really something you can associate, like, there is school clubs and it does follow through, but it's more of the clubs, the parish clubs. Like, you can be with a school, but you could be playing with a different club team. So, like, it depending on the parish, whatever you're in, you can be playing for 2 separate teams at the same time and go through that. But it's more with the club, like, you stay with your club, you follow on with your club, and then if you go into county, then you're playing county.
Do you know, right? People know this by now that I kind of go back and forward through topics. I was just thinking there as well. Do you know I joined an all-girls baton, I think it's baton club? So the little, you know, like, it's like a silver stick and at the both ends it's like a rubber and they flick it and they go and they flick it in the air and they catch it. You've never seen that? Yeah, right. I need to show you something.
A rubber band?
It's, I'll show you now. It's not a rubber band. I'll show you now. I think some people right here would know what I'm talking about. I have to show you.
Is this like an actual sport, or is it something like you just made up?
A baton or something. I'm probably saying it wrong. So wrong. Yeah.
Type in sport or something after.
No, baton, Irish. Right. I'm saying it wrong. It was this, right? So basically, what would happen is that I joined it for a day. I was so good at it, and then I went, no, I'm gonna get slagged, so I didn't do it anymore.
What is the game? What do you have to do?
It's not. So basically, you have a group of girls or guys.
Why was it girls?
Girls are guys, because more likely girls done it.
Okay.
It's a metal bar about this size.
Right.
And both ends has white rubber, right? And you used to flick it around like that and then throw it up in the air and it would spin.
A baton.
I don't know. I think it's called a... No,
yeah,
not a baton.
yeah, it is.
No,
like
it
the
can't be.
soldiers do, yeah.
No, it can't be a baton.
Yeah, BATTON. And then just do sport or something after it.
Oh,
That has an R in it.
Oh, sorry. William Bratton. Batson. Yeah?
Then just do sport after it.
Sport.
Yeah.
I think so.
Do images.
I'll do images. Sorry about that. No.
I know what you're
Yeah,
saying.
you know what I'm talking about.
It's
But
like,
I done that for a day.
It's like
And I
you're
was
just
good
getting
at
a
it.
stick and you're throwing it up in the
Getting
air.
the stick and you
flicking
flick it and then you do that and you pull it around you and stuff.
Yeah.
But I used to think it was more Star Wars kind of thing and all. Like,
You don't
and,
even like Star Wars.
Like I don't mind Star Wars. Like
You've
I
never
wouldn't.
seen
I wouldn't. I have seen Star Wars.
Have you?
Excuse you, Jar Jar Binks.
Sorry.
But I wouldn't say that I'm.
Did you ever see that Lizzie McGuire movie? She wasn't Lizzie McGuire, but the girl that plays Lizzie McGuire. And she had to join the cadets, and it was like the gun thing. They had a stick and they had to flick it and twirl it up around in the air like that.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah.
But I done that for the day. And
A day.
yeah, because straight after my friends found out and they slagged me, and I never went back again. Now,
You could have been a world champion.
I could have been a world champion batonist.
If that's even what it's called.
Maybe not. But yeah, now I also remember when I was younger, I tried different sport, and I remember playing basketball in fourth year, and there was this guy. His name was Jojo, and he was in sixth year. I wonder what Jojo's doing now. I'm gonna look up Jojo after this.
Okay.
He was so nice, and he taught us basketball.
Right.
And
wait, is this the teacher?
No, this is a student.
Oh, right, okay.
His name was Jojo.
Right.
Yeah, he was so cool. He wore the bandana, a black bandana as well. He was so cool. And Jojo would show us. And I remember he taught me how to do the yoke between my legs.
Yeah.
And then back like that. And he taught me this move. You go bang, bang, and then you get the ball and you curl around your back and flick it over the head, and you run around them. Because they're more focused
They're
on,
like, oh, where are you going? Yeah.
I'm already gone around the corner. Yeah. I've done that before to Ross.
Yeah.
Or to Ryan and hit them straight in the face with the basketball, and I'd just be in knots laughing. But yeah, I remember I done about 5 or 6 basketball games. Like I went to different schools and done
That's
it.
cool.
You never knew
you were
that
on part
actually.
of the team, were you?
Yeah, and we lost every single time, but it was so fun because I remember just in training we'd go from the halfway line and we'd throw it, and I remember throwing it once and I got it in, and I remember we used to do the yoke and we go back, and I got it once. I done that and threw it behind me from the halfway line, and I went in, and I was like, oh shit, oh, and then I was
game?
like, no, in training, and then I looked at Jojo and I was like, did you see that? He was like, I saw that, man, I saw that, and I was like, yeah, and I ran around like me in 4th year, just running around. Yeah. But yeah, I used to do basketball as well.
We done basketball as well.
Did you do any compete in any competitions?
We had a basketball team, but I wasn't on it.
What?
No, I was crap. So.
Were you bad? It's alright. I was bad at sports.
But yeah, no, we had teams and they were good actually. When we used to have like what are they called? Like tournaments in school and stuff like that.
What would you be good at? What sport would you reckon you're good at?
I'm not really good at any sport.
Come on now. You have to be good at some sport. I'd say you'd be good rodeo bull riding. Like where you can stay on the bull and go, wow. I think you'd be good at that.
They have them in carnivals and stuff.
Yeah. Remember we got on one in the carnival and I fell off.
You sat on for a bit though.
I did. I was actually alright. Yeah, I did actually. I was alright.
What good sport am I good at?
What sport are you good at?
I'm good at stuff, but I'm not quick at stuff. Like I can kick a football. I can hit a
I can hit a person in the face.
I can throw a basketball. I can do swimming, but I'm not fast at anything.
You're good at swimming now. You're good at the old backstroke.
I'm not fast though. Like I can't run fast. I can't like. You know, do you know what I was good at?
What?
When I was in primary school.
Tell us.
I was very good at the game.
Tell us.
Bulldog.
Bulldog.
Do you remember that game?
What was Bulldog?
Bulldog. I think I told you this before. It's kind of similar to what you had. So it's basically there was 2 teams, right? And I don't know, so there was about 10 people on each team. And no, actually, sorry, I'm saying that wrong. There was about whatever many.
Did you
people.
make up the rules?
No. This is the game. So there was whatever many people on the team, right? There was only one team, and then there was one person on its own. So one person was the bulldog, and they'd have to stand out in the middle of the pitch.
Okay.
And everyone else would line up on one side.
Yeah.
And you'd have to run from that side to the other and not get caught by the bulldog.
Oh, I did play that. So but if he turns around, do you have to pause?
No. You're thinking of Mr. Fox.
I get you.
So-
But see, being the bulldog, you don't want to be the person, like, not being the bulldog, you don't want to be the person that the bulldog looks at and goes, I'm going for
Yeah.
you, you're the slowest.
Yeah. See, that's the thing. Like, you could have 20 or 30 people lined up at the start line.
Oh, excuse me.
And then the bulldog, all he has to do to catch it is, like, tap you.
Yeah, he taps you, yeah.
Yeah, or, like, take you down or whatever,
Yeah.
if you got serious. But you had that bulldog in the middle, and you'd run back and forth, and whoever he caught, you'd be out. So then your numbers are going down every time. So you're starting with 30 people, and then you could be down to, like, 2 people at the end of it, right? But I was always really good at dodging the bulldog,
were ya?
and I'd win. And whoever was the last
Did you ever win before?
Oh yeah, I won a lot
Oh,
of times.
Jesus.
And whoever was the last person standing at the end of the game bet the bulldog, because you got to the other line. Like, once
Now,
you get
say if it was just you on your own, right?
like,
Say
yeah,
it
it
was
used to
just
get
say it was you. You have to get around him or her and get to the other point to win.
So you had, like, say this, your start and your middle and your start and your end, and if you were the last person, the bulldog would be out in the middle of the pitch here, and you'd be starting off here, and you'd have to run the whole way to the other side without getting caught by the bulldog.
Oh.
And I was very good at dodging them and getting past them.
Oh, you might be good at rugby then, or dodgeball.
Yeah, another game, Rounders. Do you ever play Rounders?
I did.
Rounders was so good.
We should actually get people to play Rounders,
Yeah.
but we need to find friends first.
We have friends.
We
just
have friends.
Need a couple of them
we need a
meet
few of
up.
them. I don't think
No,
our friends will play
we could do
that.
a Rounders Hitman game at the end.
No,
We could.
I'm sorry,
With the
no.
cast and crew.
Rounders was so
No,
fun.
that'd be good. Yeah, Rounders, you had 4 corners.
It was literally like baseball.
Yeah, and you hit the ball, and then you have to run to your corner, and then by the time the ball gets back to the person, you have to stop and then go the whole run.
Have you ever played IRA?
What was that?
Right. So you have a group. There's 2 groups. You have the IRA, and then you have the people that you need to inspect. Each person has, you write out a name. Yeah?
Right.
Right? You write out a name. So each person, yeah, has to, so the IRA have to run around, and I mean punch people in the arm, kick people in the leg, like
On the other
pull
team.
their hair, everything, yeah, have to pull the other team. You can't get caught.
Right.
The IRA only have like 10 minutes to do it, and we used to run around the yard, and people used to, I mean, imagine kids on playground running around, I mean, holding
Why-
kids on the ground, going and
Why did it
punching
have
them
to
and
be
saying,
that rough,
tell me
though?
your letter, or tell me your letter. And if you couldn't take them all, you'd have to say it, and then you go back and you say, right, it's this, and you just have to spell it.
Like a hangman. kind
Yeah,
of thing.
you just have to spell it, but you have to beat it.
That's a weird
That,
game.
yeah, and I remember, yeah, it was so fun because I was such a wimp.
You just tell them
I'd
straight
run
away.
over. No, I'd run over if I was the IRA, and I'd go, "Come here, you," and they'll go like that. If you touch me, I'll punch the head off you. And I just goes, "I'll go for the other fella." And every single person knew I was so soft
Yeah.
that they would literally say, even the girls would be like, "Get the fuck away from me," and I'd be like, "I'll go for him," and I just like, I never got a letter.
Ah.
I never got a letter.
Would you not even try fake hit someone, like?
No. I remember I didn't get a letter, but I helped someone get a letter.
Right.
They told me to get the fuck away from them, or they're gonna actually kill me.
Yeah.
And I guarded them and said, no, here, he's over here.
yeah,
And
yeah.
then they bet him.
They
And
come
I was
over.
like Randall from Recess. I was just like, like, I was Randall from Recess. It was so bad. But
Oh my
yeah,
God.
there's so many different games you played as a kid. What was your
Yeah.
favourite game you played as a kid? Because we are talking about sports and games and stuff and all
Yeah.
that.
Do you ever play blind hide and seek? That was really
No,
fun.
never.
You turn off all the lights, and whoever is like the person trying to find people is blindfolded.
That's worse.
Yeah, but it's fun. And then so everyone is hiding, and it's in the dark, and they can obviously like kind of see the person coming, but they can't see them. So,
Have you ever played it?
oh yeah, we used to play it the whole time.
Oh Jesus!
Yeah.
Down in the Offleys.
Yeah.
Have you ever played it in Minute?
No.
I could picture you.
We'd fall down the stairs.
Yeah, that'd be true.
That's
yeah.
the thing,
You'd have to
yeah.
put up a guard or something.
Yeah.
It's mad.
Mm.
That's crazy. Well, that was a good old discussion and stuff.
Yeah. One other thing that came, we used to play tag rugby in school. Did you ever play that?
You have the little yoke
You
on
have
the
the little
side, and you
tags
have
and
to
you have to
take
rip them off.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
That was a good game.
I remember that, and that was a good game. And guess what? This was a good podcast. Good episode. See the way I diverted into that? That was a really good episode, a good podcast, and we hope you enjoy. Now, we know we only do this for a half an hour, but come here, it's 5 minutes early.
But you also want to mention something that happened today.
That will be next week's episode.
Okay.
Next
Tune into next week's episode to
Tune
find
into
out
next
what
week
happened today.
When you see, tune into next week's episode to find out when we're wearing the same clothes. We have to change.
Yeah, it'll be alright.
Yeah, grand. Anyway, so guys, thanks so much for listening to an episode of the RA podcast and watching another episode of the RA podcast. And so what do you think about this topic this week?
I thought it was different.
challenging.
I wasn't expecting that, and I didn't think it would kind of go down that way.
Yeah, I didn't think either.
Yeah.
It was very fun.
It was fun.
At the start now, it was like Chelsea and all, and memories and stuff like that as well, and that. Yeah, but there you go, sport. Let us know if you're good at sport. Likes
What
that.
kinds of sport?
And if you don't comment down below, I know you're probably shy, so it's alright if you don't get any comments.
Yeah, we're alright.
Likes are lovely. Give us a few likes and a subscribe. Subscribe be lovely.
And share it with your friends and family.
Oh, share it with your friends and family.
Why not? Sure.
Share. That's for the American people. Share.
Sure.
Yeah, so guys, thanks for watching another episode of the RA podcast. Remember, it's not the best podcast, it's not the worst podcast, it's just
An alright podcast.
right, guys. Thanks very much for watching, and we'll see you next week.
Peace. Done.